beautiful people. My name's Nathaniel. Welcome to the Spotlight Album Podcast.
Isn't that what we're called, bitch?
Also, you're clipping the mic like all fuck.
Featuring Noah and Freddie and Craig.
Dude, Craig, yo.
Nobody knows what Craig is.
They won't.
This sucks.
And they fucking won't either. That's the thing. That's the thing no one wants to talk about. I've been talking about it for years. They don't want to talk about it.
My man, exclamation point, open bracket, recording in all caps, close bracket, Craig.
My man.
I hate it here. I'm having a bad time.
Fuck.
Why did you guys force me to do this stupid fucking podcast?
Fuck, man, fuck.
What are you going through right now?
There's a lot of emotions happening.
Shit.
I think Freddie's having a breakdown.
I think he's having a moment.
Wow, it's all that gothic country. It's made him realize there's no hope.
That'll do it too.
Yeah, it's really bringing his vibe down.
But yeah, this is the Album Spotlight Podcast, the only podcast that puts a spotlight on albums.
The one and only.
The one and only.
World renowned. Well, we said we'd never do it. We said we'd never talk about rap or country.
They're gonna say. We said we'd never do it. We said we'd never talk about Blush Music by Wovenhand.
We said
every episode we talk about.
I think Noah cut that part out.
Yeah. Never made it into the final cut, but we always promised to never talk about Blush Music by Wovenhand. But we had to. We ran out of albums. I don't know any other collections of songs.
This is true.
This may be our final episode 10. Oh yeah, we made it. 10 episodes.
For all 10 albums.
For all 10 albums.
You think the music industry would make more? I mean, they're not that hard to make, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you hear so much about this music thing, and like, there's really not a lot of it.
I know.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah. One of them is the Blues Clues guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Burns.
I mean, it was good, but like, I don't know. Isn't that weird?
The Blues Clues guy.
Yeah, Steve Burns.
Oh, did you not listen to our Blues Clues episode, Freddie?
No, I know the Blues Clues. I got blues my clues.
You got blues all up in your clues.
Yeah, that sounds weird. It sounds weird and sexual, and that when you say it like that.
What are your clues? Are they your balls?
Yeah, that's like the thing. I'm like, what body part is the clues? It sounds like it could be one when you take it out of context, like when you don't use it in like the way that you normally use the actual word. You know, it sounds like it's
ovaries.
Like, yeah, it's something like it sounds like something like that, like ovaries or prostate or like something on the inside.
Yeah. Do you have multiple prostates?
Is that a thing? Do people?
No.
I don't know. If you do, it's a thing.
One person does.
Do you have multiple, Freddie?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying, when you're 40 and you have that colonoscopy, they're in for a surprise.
They're like, sorry, bro, you gotta come in again tomorrow.
We gotta check the other one. We're gonna need a follow-up colonoscopy. Shit, I think there might be a whole other colon in here.
So Noah.
Hey, what's up, Nathaniel?
So this album, I found this album and I was like, oh, let's do this one. It's goth country. And then you told me that this is like a side project from another band, right?
16 horsepower.
Yeah, it was kind of a side project, and then it just turned into like the main project because 16 horsepower ended. What's his name? David Eugene
Edwards.
The man who made the same album 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and he has a first name 3 times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the horse, the horseman.
Yeah, the horseman, I guess.
The horseman of
Of
16
16
front
front
power.
power.
Very
Dumpster
clever.
fire of an episode. There's no saving it. 16 horsepower, a cool band, also Gothic country. Gothic country it's a thing.
Who knew?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird micro genre of I guess it's like part of the alt country thing. And
Yeah.
it's this very dark aesthetic with country instrumentation,
Hmm.
and it's good
A lot of atmosphere.
sometimes.
Sometimes it sucks.
Probably. I mean, I've only heard the
Yeah.
good stuff, but I imagine there's probably a bad album out there in the
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
But
Gotta be
this
one.
ain't it.
No, this is a good one.
Yeah. So it's just good old David. Started Wovenhand, and I think it might have turned into more a real band. But it started as basically a solo thing. And he was like, "Oh man, I love these songs so much. I'm gonna make an album out of them." And then he did. And then he was like, "Oh, what if I make another album out of them?" And then he did. And he did again
For a movie.
for a movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what movie it is?
Let me look.
I wasn't sure,
Probably one of them.
or not one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the debut self-titled album by Wovenhand, is a gothic country album with a bit more spare and less like anxious and tortured than 16 horsepower was. And then Blush Music is it kind of takes a lot of those songs and some new ones and puts them into more of a spacey, droney, dark, soundtracky direction.
Hmm.
And
I was wrong, by the way. It wasn't a movie. It was a collaboration between two people. I don't know why I thought it was a movie.
Wrong.
I thought I heard it was
Wrong.
also he did a soundtrack.
Because I can't find anything for it, but I could have sworn I read that he did a soundtrack with these songs. But
Yeah,
I feel like I can't find anything now, so I feel like I'm going crazy. But I thought that was a thing.
yeah, I
But
thought I heard that. Whatever.
it looks like it was a collaboration between Wovenhand and a guy named Ultima Vez. I have no clue who this guy is.
Probably an
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah. This album, a majority of it is like drone ambience almost. I'm not sure how to describe it really. Like large parts of the album are just kind of drone pieces. Songs like Snakebite, a majority of it is just like ambience with, and then towards the very end, it like it becomes more of a traditional song. And it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely not for everybody. It's a very I listened to it in the car for the first time, like wow, this kind of blows. And I listened to it with headphones and like, oh,
So
okay,
fast.
I understand. Yeah, not for cars. I'll say that much. Not for
Yeah.
cars.
Just not bumping the whip.
No.
yeah, it doesn't pass the whip test.
Because I remember you sent this to us, Nathaniel, and then I was just
Hmm.
like, I looked at the sort of genre combinations. I was like, okay, that's probably sounds interesting, and then I realized it's by it's the 16 horsepower guy. So I was sort of expecting something like that on this. And there's some of that. But then it's also way more experimental than I realized it was
Yeah.
which certainly, at least to me, was a welcome surprise. So yeah, I think this album is quite good. I really enjoy it. I really love the texture it's built on. It really is a very textured album. That's sort of how it feels to
Hmm.
me. It's very I mean, the guitar is the acoustic guitar, in particular, is such a like sort of textured instrument in the sense that like, just like you can almost like feel the person's fingers playing it. You can feel like
Hmm.
the pick hitting the string, and you can feel it's just like a very like all of those little things are preserved, and so there's already this sort of very like organic kind of feel to it, and then and I think that meshes really nicely with the sound design in the drone parts, which is also very tactile. I think I'm as a big fan of drone music and stuff. I'm always really interested when people make droney music that is really textured and organic and sort of has like that you can sort of feel. I don't know. It like doesn't it like sort of eschews the electronic thing in favor of a sounding like it could come from the real world in this weird way. It has this like I don't know. That's very much the sort of drone direction on this album, and I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to make droney sounds like that out of acoustic instruments.
Like it's basically what neo folk is, except in this case it's just more Americana-y. But it is basically it is so close to just being like neo folk with like a sort of electronic thing going. That was of course the comparison that popped to mind very quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
I wouldn't call this a neo folk album though.
yeah, it's more country than folk.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear. Yeah.
I that's what I kind of love about this album is that there's moments where it just be like, like it'll be just pure ambience, the sound of like someone walking, breathing, pouring some water with like this like sickening drone in the background, and then a banjo starts playing, and then it goes into a song, and then like 4 minutes later it goes back into the like weird ambient stuff. Just really cool. I've never really heard an album do anything like this.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we sort of introduced the album, but yeah, this album is called Blush Music that we're listening to. It came out in 2003, at least according to Spotify. Yes, I believe that is right, 2003.
February
Um,
3rd. Yep.
this was their second album, and they're still, I believe, going today.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Came out with an album in 2022.
Yeah.
And
Still at it.
then I think we lightly touched on this, but the first three Wovenhand records are essentially just like the same grouping of songs, but slightly different compared to each one. Like for example, there's a song called the he covers "Ain't No Sunshine" and it sounds almost nothing like it. This version is 15 minutes. The next album it is 21 minutes. So there's it's just really I don't know. I just like the idea of someone being like, I can do this better, and he keeps doing it over and over again until he gets it right. And I guess he must have gotten it right in the third one because he stopped doing it after that. But
It also might just be that he wanted to explore it more and be like, just what if I do it this way or something? Like, maybe it's a different spin on it.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing like you can sort of almost tell it's a side project because of like the willingness to do stuff like that,
Yeah.
Like there's a weird way in which like being like saying like, oh yeah, this is just my side project can like enable a lot of sort of daringness and like weird creativity. And you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like make the same album again except different.
Yeah. Blush Music really does feel like the Jaws Corey of this man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just like a very dark, atmospheric side project.
Yeah,
Although
it
unlike
has
Jaws Corey, this became a full like his main project. But
yeah. Yeah, no, it has kind of a Giles Corey thing actually. Like that's a very yeah, I hadn't totally made that connection, but that's actually a very I don't know.
Astute.
There's something very there's something they feel like it feels like they sort of share something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I do want to talk about a track.
I don't.
Okay. Well, we don't have to.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. See you guys. Oh, I was just gonna say I really like the opening track.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cripplegate standing on glass.
I also
The
love
fucking-
all the titles in this album.
Oh
They're all
yeah,
great.
they're so cool. Fucking My Russia and Your Russia or Your Russian, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. My Russia standing on hands, and then your Russia without hands is the second
Yeah,
one.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is another one that's a victim to the Spotify not giving a fuck about spelling. Yeah, it's. I think it's supposed to be your
Russian
Russia.
or Your
Oh,
Russia.
it is your.
Yeah,
It's
it's
my
supposed to be Your
Russia, then your
Russia.
Russia.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
Russia both
And
times.
they made it Russian. I see that. That's fucked up.
And then even worse
Yeah.
than that, on the same album, the last track, Story in Pictures, on Spotify, it says Story in Pictures.
Oh my
yeah, it's called
God.
Pictures. I just my brain like filled that in. It just got it. Just said pictures. It says fucking pinchers. That's so bad.
Pictures. Like, yeah, I was like, is this just an old timey, like archaic word that I didn't know about or something? No, it's not.
God damn it, Spotify. It was like whatever fucking intern was like typing out all the fucking names for these tracks. They just hit the fucking D key. You
Yeah.
can even see that how that typo would happen. They're right next to each other. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Snorting coke off their keyboard.
yeah, that's what they're doing in the Spotify office. They have
Absolutely.
a bunch of fucking like 19-year-old interns that are all like snorting coke all day, just like mistyping fucking album titles.
Yeah, and somebody's like, "Hey, should we I don't know, like fix the shuffle algorithm?" And then someone's like, "No." Freddie, why don't you tell us the business about Cripplegate?
To the business. I've
Give us
had
the business.
this fucking guitar line at the start of it has been stuck in my head for such a
Is that not
long
a
time.
banjo?
Is it a band? It might be a banjo. Let me hear it
I'm
again.
pretty certain.
I
I'm
think
pretty
there's a
Yeah,
certain
no,
that
banjo
that's a
and a
banjo.
guitar.
Yeah, I
like
just
the
listened to it
banjo's the
again.
very
I'm pretty
first
sure.
thing in the beginning.
Yeah, no, that is a banjo.
I think this first track's the catchiest of all the tracks. Like this is the most
Yeah.
like I want to show like a. I'm gonna show my dad like a song by Wovenhand. This is probably the song I'd pick. It's just like it's like a semi-normal country song with some
Yeah, it
dark edge to
has
it.
it has almost 9 times as many plays as any of the other songs on the album.
It's so
Which makes a
awesome.
lot of sense. Yeah. No, but this song's great. Despite just because it's the most like uh normal quote unquote doesn't mean it's bad. I don't think.
No,
Yeah, there's
I think it still has that same atmosphere as the rest of the tracks.
Mhm.
hmm
It's just has a tighter song structure, doesn't stretch out as much.
No, and I love the chorus. Great.
Yeah, it's got like I don't know. It has this like all of the normal kind of instrumentation and stuff of the album like hanging around in the background. Yeah, these weird echoey things and just kind of there's like an atmosphere sitting around. Yeah, it's very sort of like a sign of what's to come.
From what I can gather, the song's about like him like loving a woman, or I guess it doesn't have to be a woman. And
Might
saying
be
how there's
God.
well he does say you sound in a picture frame your burlap silken scarf. Right hand stares down the left.
God can wear scarves.
Yeah.
I guess so. I think the reason I don't think it's about God is because he says, "I wish to know nothing here save the blood of the cross," which I think he's saying like, "I wish to know nothing but you and God." Essentially, is what he's trying to say. From
Hmm.
what I understand, that's what I got from it. But it could also be about God.
Maybe he's saying, I wish to know nothing. Here, save the blood of the cross.
You're right. You're right. It could be that too.
Maybe that's it.
I gotta hit
Yeah.
the restroom. Save the blood of the cross for me, will you? Make sure no one takes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love the harmonies. And when he says "and you alone," no, yeah, this whole song's really just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that song
arrangements are
rocks.
really cool.
The only things that I like earwormed into me were a lot of Cripplegate and then Whitebird, like that beginning bit.
Yeah, should we talk about that track? I guess there's two of them because there's
Yeah, there's
another one.
Whitebird and there's another, literally another Whitebird. Is the
He just did it. He just did it again.
did it again.
What do you think about that? What do you think about him doing it again?
I guess Whitebird's more like again like a normal quote unquote song, and then another Whitebird is a lot more of like just like the atmospheric kind of stuff going on
Yeah.
majority of the time. Are there vocals in another Whitebird?
I was gonna say, isn't it mostly instrumental?
I think it's all instrumental. Yeah, it's a cool idea, I guess. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a reprise or something. I don't know. That's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's longer than the first Whitebird by like
Yeah.
3 minutes.
the three. Yeah, it's almost 8 minutes long.
Yeah, another Whitebird isn't one of my favorites, but I do like Whitebird a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I could give or take another Whitebird. Like I don't know if it would.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would
Yeah.
take away much if you just took another Whitebird out of the album. I don't really feel that way about any other track though.
But yeah, there's something about this album, like it'll revisit ideas like in a pretty
Hmm.
obvious way. Like you can just tell from the titles. There's
Yeah.
something almost like cyclical about it,
Yeah.
which is definitely interesting. I'm not quite sure what to make of it in terms of like what it might mean thematically or anything like that, but um, there's always just something cool about uh, being like, hey, that's the thing you did earlier, but now it sounds
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd say.
White Bird is rocking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the beginning of Whitebird sounds like the beginning of like a 90s alt rock song.
Yeah, except just, like the guitar line is just like a little too foreboding, you know?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
exactly.
you could almost be fooled, but it's just like, okay, there's something kind of dark. Oh man, I love the part in Whitebird with like it like goes into that there's like a guitar like arpeggio line thing, and then it does this like
Whitebird's awesome. And I love the vocals in this too.
There's something he's doing vocally on the song that reminds me just a tiny bit of Eddie Vedder. Um,
He's a bit of Jarl.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, you're
a touch
right.
of Jarl, and I like it, but it always, if I think about it like that, it does make me laugh a bit. Like it's not inherently
Yeah.
funny, but just like that association is funny. I don't know. Sometimes if you Jarl right, I can't
Yeah.
hate on it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason why Eddie Vedder sounds awesome, and then people like, fucking,
Yeah,
what, Creed, right? They sound fucking
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a right way and a
Creed.
wrong way to do
Creed
it.
at all. Yeah.
Creed ever.
Creed's back together. Did you see that?
No, I
Are
didn't.
they?
That's so awesome.
I,
You guys want to go to a reunion show?
I
Dude,
sent you
that'd
a
be awesome.
TikTok, Noah. That they made a
Oh,
TikTok account.
they made it. Oh my god. Okay, I need to
Yeah,
catch up on my TikToks.
there's a TikTok of the lead singer walking into the rest of the band practicing. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm back. Where did you
Oh
do you
my
want to start?
god.
Where are we starting?"
Dude,
All
check
right, I'm
out
gonna have to find that.
their fucking website. They're like shaking. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. The singer
Oh
is
my
morphing into
god.
the Theory of a Dead Man guy.
He is.
Also, the two guys in the
Or that.
middle look related, but they aren't.
They're not. No, they're just all white guys.
Ooh, they're touring with Three Doors Down, Daughtry,
Oh,
Switchfoot, Tonic, Big Wreck,
dude, that's
Figure
so fucking
11. Oh my god, can
dude.
you imagine if we saw Creed and Tonic at the same? Oh my god.
That'd be awesome. I hope they all play
Oh.
at the same. Like they have like a bunch of stages, and they all play at the same time, and
They're
they're like
playing a
you're just
bunch of
getting
fucking like
blasted for
county
all of them.
fairs and cruises.
Oh my god! Of course they're playing county fairs. Oh my god.
No, they're
Yeah, that
playing
would.
Jiffy Lube.
Because all of their audience are like fucking like 52-year-old white dudes, and they're like the kind of people who would go on like fucking cruises. I don't know if I've seen this fucking Creed album cover where they're just like in a fucking tree. Yeah, I guess I don't. I've seen their music videos more than I've seen their fucking album covers.
Oh, there's the one, the
Yeah.
mud. That's a classic
Yeah,
album
so that one,
cover.
like, yeah, that one I know. That one I think of as one of the ugliest album covers I've ever seen. Then I saw the fucking tree one. I'm like, wow, those are both so ugly. Like how do I fit? Yeah, like I didn't know they could have another cover that was like battling or that was like a contender for ugliest. That was like
Yeah, it's one
there's
of the
no way.
worst covers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get back on track.
Okay, but before we get back on track, did you know that Creed? I think their first name was Naked Toddler.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's real?
that's not a joke. That's not a joke. You
Oh
think I
my
would say
god,
that as a joke?
Yeah,
I wouldn't come up with that.
baby, but that one's like that's like so ridiculous and that's like so stupid, you know?
that is
Like
very
there's
Yeah,
no way
stupid.
that one's
and
like
gross.
yeah, it's like it would be like too weird for like a joke, you know?
The name was picked up by Tremonti from a headline in that day's newspaper, but the reaction that night to the name was negative. I will fucking wonder why.
Yeah, what's up, guys? We're Naked Toddler.
What's your favorite band? Oh, I'm a Naked Toddler fan myself.
Do you know that you can get a Creed T-shirt for 62 Barbados dollars?
Okay,
Yeah.
now the next step is to get 62 Barbados dollars.
It's always cold when she's away.
I really like the long ass fucking Ain't No Sunshine.
Also
Me
known as
fucking too.
Animalitos.
Yeah, also known as Animalitos.
I didn't know if you guys would like this one.
The long ass, the fucking 14-minute fucking cover of the fucking classic Bill Withers song.
Yeah.
You don't know if we'd like it. It fucking rocks. It's
I'm
like
glad
fucking
you agree.
fucking Droney Bill Withers. Like, what's not to love?
Yeah. It's got it all. It's got Ain't No Sunshine. It's got Drone.
It's all. It's all.
Those are the two things
Those constitute all.
So when I listened to this album first, I was just listening to it in the car, right? So I wasn't looking at the track listing, and for 5 minutes I just hear, and then I just hear him start to sing, "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone." I'm like, wait, is this the same track? And then I realized this is like a cover of "Ain't No Sunshine." I'm like,
Yeah,
this is...
it's fucking ballsy as fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then the fucking guitar comes in, the bong, bong, bong. I'm like, oh, this fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, then those hammer-ons with the banjo, the ding, 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 ding.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I remember.
It's got this like weird shuffle because the drums have this like delay on them.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of a little bit of the music in the Pink Room in Twin Peaks.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
With arms wide
Right
open.
open.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, we have to talk when in March 15th, 2024, Creed will make a new album and we're gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, we will. We absolutely, yep.
No, I'm wrong. It's a Scott Stapp solo album. I don't care.
Oh, why would you
Boo.
lie?
Okay, maybe Creed is making a new album next year. I'm gonna keep talking about Creed.
Creed
Oh.
would. Fucking Creed.
I cried out. I cried out. I cried out.
There's a moment in the song where I'm like, oh, Freddie's gonna love that. It's let me find it again. Right at 7 minutes, where there's like this recording of like a girl talking, and in the background, I'm like, oh, Freddie's gonna love that bit. Like it just sounds
Oh
like
yeah. There's like that piano thing, and there's just like this like talking that you can't tell. Yeah, that shit's cool. Yeah, there's
then
like little
just, like,
recordings like
drones
that
again.
throughout the song and things too. Yeah, yeah, it, like pops into drone for like a little bit, and then it just goes back. Yeah,
It's so good, so good. Like,
yeah.
Hey,
It's
can I
interesting
say
too that
something
he
more about?
say
Can
it.
I say something more about Scott Stapp?
oh my god,
Do it.
go ahead.
In 2006, Stapp filed a lawsuit to block the release of a sex video involving himself, Kid Rock, and 4 women.
What?
Oh my
What?
god, there's a sex
Is it-
tape with him and Kid Rock and 4
It's
women.
out
this a-
there.
Oh, there it
Oh, we have
is.
to find it.
Well,
We
I
have to
don't
find
think
it.
it's been distributed actually, but it's somewhere out
Yeah,
there.
we should post it on YouTube. Get banned.
Yeah. Can we
Yeah,
start?
absolutely.
Can we start a GoFundMe? Like, can we crowdsource the Kid Rock Scott Stapp sex tape?
Either that or we pay them to make another one.
Yeah. Also, like, actually, this is fucking insane. This Wikipedia page, because he also says that like he tried to commit suicide and then Ti saved his life.
Wow.
Oh, that shit's pretty
And
funny.
He was arrested the day after a second wedding for public intoxication.
Oh,
He has a domestic violence incident, of course.
Yeah, they all do.
Went to court for it.
I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking.
I just love the banjos, like when they play like the bong 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 bong, like they
Yeah.
kind of play the riff from the song, but it just sounds so like powerful. This album does such an amazing job of letting every single little piece shine at some point, while also having them playing at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's not like overwhelming with the ambience, but you can always tell like you can always be like, okay, that's a banjo, that's a bass. Like you can kind of tell everything going on.
How about we talk about our favorite tracks?
Okay. I think Freddie was already doing that with Ain't No Sunshine. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
oh,
that's
yeah.
your favorite track, Freddie.
I feel like it's definitely it's like that one or another one is probably my favorite. I don't
What's
have
the
that.
other
No,
one?
no, Sunshine's probably my favorite. There's another one I really I mean there's a lot of tracks I really love. Another one I wanted to bring up was the like Your Russia. The
Your
second.
Russia?
Yeah.
I think I fucking love the like really gritty plotting bass line thing it's got going on.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
like
I
Yeah, it's
mean?
really cool.
Yeah, I love that shuffle. Ding, 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 ding. It's so
Boom, boom, boom,
doomy.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's like almost heavy. It's so like a median.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, oh man, and that like rush of slide guitars on the chorus.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the way there's that big crescendo in sort of the second half of the track where they like sort of add elements in more and more. And it's just like great fucking tension.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a great guitar solo in the middle. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's like what is he saying? It's like it's like medicine something.
I could read the lyrics for you.
Oh, it is medicine tongue and a heavy hand. Okay, I actually heard that right. It's so at 3 minutes or like slightly before. There's this really cool way it drops into just drums and bass, and it's just going like dun, 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 and then his
Oh,
voice
yeah.
comes in. It's like super gritty, and he's like,
Medicine tongue. Medicine tongue.
there's something about it I just can't get enough of. It sounds so fucking cool.
No, it does. You're right. It does.
The way it like kind of cuts out. Yeah, it's like the second time he says medicine tongue, it's like kind of late, and then it like cuts out in this weird way. I don't know. I just love that shit.
Yeah, looking at all these songs here, I'm really not sure which one is my favorite. Maybe we should mention like the lyrics and themes a bit. I mean, it's something that makes the music of Wovenhand and 16 Horsepower kind of distinctive is that a lot of the lyrics have a kind of a Christian slant. I think it's maybe a bit harder to tell on this album, but
Yeah, he's a Calvinist, so
yeah. Want to talk
Yeah.
about that?
sure.
Talk
Okay,
about
so
it.
so Calvinism is basically a branch of Christianity that believes that God predestined every single event to ever occur. So everything that ever happens was already predestined by God. There's no changing what will happen, essentially. So if someone sinned horribly, they were destined to go to hell from the start. That just, that was their destiny, essentially. Which is where a lot of the fire and brimstone of the lyrics in the album, which is a lot more potent and upfront in his previous band, from what I understand. It's a lot more subdued in this album, but yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he like really believes that.
he
I-
actually believes that. Yeah,
Yeah, it seems to be
Yeah.
that way, and it's like such a dark worldview, and instead of doing what most people do, where they try to put some kind of like spin on it, like no, it's really cool, and isn't God so great? He's just like,
Yeah.
this is fucking dark and harrowing.
yeah. I mean,
there's
because
something
that's
kind
what
of
he believes.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
something kind of metal about that, you know. He like committing hardcore to the beliefs of like sort of mainstream Christianity, but then like taking them and taking them to their actual logical conclusion and being like, yes, I believe the like fucking terrible things they claim that, or it's like, because they always like try to make it wholesome or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and he's like, no, like your critiques are correct, and I believe them. I believe all the fucked up shit. You like buy the, I don't
Yeah.
know. There's like kind of cool about that in a weird way.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what
essentially,
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, I mean, essentially, it's just like, if you truly believe God is all powerful and all knowing, I mean, the logical next step would be that everything was predestined because he's all powerful and all knowing.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what Calvinism is in a nutshell, just like the logical step in that thought process, which
Yeah,
is
it's like we
scary for a
already
lot of
live in a fallen hell world.
yeah. The moment that Adam ate from the apple, basically, that was predestined, I guess, according to Calvinists, which is really dark. But yeah, I mean, obviously I don't believe that, but at the same time, it's very interesting to hear someone who vehemently believes that and puts that into his music, and in such a dark way as well. Like you can tell, like this is very much like he knows this is like a dark thing, and this is not like a fun topic to think
It's
about.
narratively compelling.
Yeah, it's really cool. I honestly commend him for being open about his beliefs in that way. Also, the album cover is really cool. I know we didn't mention that, but the album cover is great. Fits
Yeah.
the music perfectly.
Your fire burns for me, red as
That's the last track of the album.
Oh, now that you say that, I do recognize it.
What does he actually say? Let me see the lyrics
The
here.
blush came easily to your face. I know
Yeah.
that part.
Red is grace. Yeah, that part. I love how he sings that. It's so cool.
Yeah, the closing track is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I think I don't know if we would use this, but my favorite tracks are Cripplegate and Story and Pictures, and then Ain't No Sunshine. Those are my three favorites.
Yeah, I really like. Oh man, I don't know. Like it's so hard to pick actually. Like I
It's a lot of great
really,
tracks.
yeah, I really like both My Russia and Your Russia.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, Cripplegate, Story and Pictures. Aeolian Harp is really good too.
It is really good, yeah.
Now that we're all back, I need to tell you something else about Scott Stapp of Creed
Okay,
fame.
and then we
Yeah.
can focus and do this
Of the
through the
brother.
podcast.
Yeah, maybe. So
Maybe.
on Thanksgiving night of 2005, Stapp was involved in a fight with members of the band 311 at the Harbor Court
What?
Hotel in Baltimore. Members of
Why are-
311 have said Stapp started the fight.
Why are all these bands and worlds colliding?
I don't know, but I love it. He's a legend. He's a legend. Scott
Yeah.
Stapp, come on the podcast.
Come
Yeah.
on, Scott.
Come on. Come on
Yeah,
now.
it's-
Do we just think of, I don't know, I feel like I think of the 311 guys as being like kind of just sort of being dweebs, you know? Like they
Uh-huh.
probably are like more like normal people. They're like, and they're maybe they're even sort of rock star-ish, but like their music makes me think that they're just like dweebs, you know?
They probably are dweebs. Dweebs can fight each other. But
That's true.
yeah, so Nathaniel and I were saying the closing track, Story of
Story and Pictures.
Story and Pictures is really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like how spare it is. I like that it's more piano based. I like that it's showcasing his vocals more.
Mhm.
Is that 311?
That's what they look like. That's 311.
Oh. I've seen the pictures of them before, and I can never remember what any of them look like. They look
They
AI
just look like
generated.
dudes. They just look like
Yeah,
a
they-
bunch of dudes.
Oh, I guess that's
God.
every band.
Yeah. What about ones with
Except the
women,
ones with
huh?
girls.
Yeah.
I mean, girls are kind of just dudes.
I got a secret for you. Girls, they're just dudes.
Yeah.
We're all dudes on God's
All
green
just-
earth.
On God.
On
But
God,
yeah,
no
I
cap.
was saying Story and Pictures are pictures depending where you're looking at it.
Depending on how fucking
Um,
stupid you are.
Yeah.
Idiot or not.
I like the what is it, vibrato? Is that what it'd be called, like in this song? Or
What, on his voice?
yeah,
Yeah, that's vibrato.
yeah,
That was beautiful,
I just
Freddie.
Thank you. I used
yeah,
to
it sounded
sing.
exactly like it. Yeah, I was just saying my favorite tracks are Cripplegate, Story and Pictures, and Ain't No Sunshine. My favorite tracks. And then what did you say yours were, Noah?
Well, I was saying like like Cripplegate, My Russia, Your Russia, Aeolian Harp, Story and Pictures, and Ain't No Sunshine. So like most of the album,
Yeah, majority
they're
of the
all
album.
they're all
Hey, that's
pretty
fair.
they're all pretty even to me, honestly. But Story and Pictures, the piano's beautiful.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And it's so passionate.
It doesn't start with the piano though. It starts with like a creepy ambient bit,
Oh, of course. Of course it does, you know.
like
It has
creaking
to.
of wooden floorboards and bells chiming in the distance.
Yeah, it has to like put you in a abandoned like gothic southern
Yeah.
house first.
And then my favorite thing ever.
In a gothic country house.
Gothic
Gothic
Americana alt country house.
Indeed, indeed. And then my favorite thing of all time, you know, synth vocals or whatever you want to call them at 150 come in. And then the piano comes in, like overpowers them, and so good.
Yeah. Oh my god. So one of my neighbors like turned on their faucet or something and it like was making a like drony sound. Also like it started right as I started playing the song and so I just assumed it was part of the song and didn't even notice until I like paused the song and I was like, "Oh." So that's this kind of album.
It's like, oh wow, that sounds really cool. And it's just like the sound of my refrigerator dying or something.
Yeah. It's just on your fucking air conditioning. It's like, "Oh wow."
Plug Aeolian harp, my child.
Yeah, I really like Alien Harp after the intro, which is, it's like a lot of the intros to the songs on this album.
Boring.
Yeah, boring and not worth talking about. And then the organ part comes in, so spare and nice. It's kind of like Story and Pictures in a way.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I love the mood of that track, and then with the slide guitars still.
I have a question. Since you guys know his previous band, would you say the best album from that band is as good as this album?
I would say Sackcloth and Ashes, which is the only one I've heard all the way through from 16 horsepower, is like incredible. I personally, that one. I mean, I've also just like listened to it for longer, so it might not be fair, but I do like if I had to pick one, I would say I do prefer that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely listen to 16 horsepower.
Yeah.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
My Russia's cool. I like that whatever sound that is. They're like like super loud bassy. It must be like a cello or an upright bass that's like bowed and
What
treated.
song is this?
My
Oh
Russia.
yeah, My Russia. The wah wah wah
Oh,
wah
My
wah
Russia.
wah.
It's like wubs, but
It is almost like a
acoustically.
wub wub. Yeah.
Just saying. That's where Skrillex came from.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about this song. I actually forgot.
It's
This song
good.
rocks. As I need it. Oh yeah,
the
this.
way it goes back and forth from that and then the little organ.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this song's great. This is one of my favorites too. I love the little like dinky like piano thingy at like 50 seconds. I love that fucking melody, like the da da dun da.
It kind of sounds like it should be like the theme for something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a very soundtracky quality to this album, and yeah, maybe one of these albums was a soundtrack, like maybe Blush, the album called Blush, which is different than Blush Music, was a
Yeah.
soundtrack, maybe allegedly.
It's weird that you and me both thought that, but I can't find anything about it now. But it's bizarre that we both thought it.
So, yeah, we couldn't have like independently come to that conclusion without some kind of prompting.
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect, yeah. I like the way it's a very pretty track. Like a 2-minute track, but it's very pretty.
The way, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the way it's a really. So it was like, oh, I like the way it's a really pretty track, and I was like, yeah, which track? It's like,
Yeah, which one? Who's on first? Yeah.
Yeah, I just
I like the way it is pretty. I like the way it sound good.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ambient Americana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which now that after hearing that old Saw album, I just wish there's more of it. There really isn't a lot, but I wish there was like more of it.
This is really just a stream of consciousness episode, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, let me know when you think we've said our piece on the album.
I think I've maybe said my piece on the album. Have we said our piece about Scott Stapp,
Who?
Yes.
singer of Creed?
Oh, right. Oh, how much of the Creed?
fame.
How much of the Creed stuff's gonna make it onto the episode? Be honest with me.
I mean, it's pretty funny. I don't know. I think
It's
pretty
always funny mentioning Creed.
Yeah.
It's funny every time.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I
I
guess
gotta-
you're right. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. You're right. I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Like, there's gonna be like 40 seconds of Noah and be like laughing hysterically at the Margaret Thatcher video, and it's gonna be like, what is it?
Can you please like just like cut that video
Like,
into
put a little bit of it in. It's really funny.
It's only 30 seconds.
You know what? Sure.
Thank you.
I don't see why not.
Margaret Thatcher's dead. Ding dong, the wicked bitch is dead. It's a shame the bitch didn't die 87 years ago. It's a shame that the IRA didn't kill the bitch.
Why not?
I doubt this is like a copyrighted video.
Nah.
No way. There's no way.
I mean, we've put plenty of copyrighted stuff into these episodes, and it doesn't matter because we're not making money off of it anyway.
That's true. By the way, that Margaret Thatcher video has 2.4 million views. Well, I don't got much more to say about this album, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess we said our piece about exclusively this album.
Yeah, this podcast is becoming less and less of an album spotlight, and more just like the album is like the MacGuffin for the conversations to occur around.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That's okay. I feel like it was always supposed to sort of be like that.
Yeah.
For sure. I just like to call the album spotlight, and then it's like, no, actually, it's not the spotlight. The spotlight's on the dumb shit we talk about, and the album is like the pedestal we stand on.
Yeah, I mean, if the You Talking You Two to Me podcast can be like 40 minutes of like the first 40 minutes is always not talking about the album, and then the last 40 minutes they finally do. I think we can get away with it. They have an episode like they pivoted to talking about REM, and then later Talking Heads. But like when they did an episode on Green, they like accidentally went a whole episode without even talking about the album, and then they had to do a part 2 where they actually talk about the album.
Oh wow.
They talked for 90 minutes about like random bullshit, not the actual album.
That's funny.
So it could be worse. Also, that podcast rocks. Yeah.
All right.
It's got Ben from Parks and Rec on it.
Yo, fucking Ben.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Wovenhand, Blush Music. This is a great album. I
You say
recommend it.
Wovenham?
Woven ham.
Wovenham. Sure, that's what I said. We'll go with it. Wovenham.
Should have been Wovenham.
Should have been Wovenham.
Woven hamburger.
Hmm.
Mmm.
Finger looking good.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. I don't.
Thanks for listening, audience.
To this dumpster fire. We recommend Blush Music by Wovenhand. Obviously, because we've been talking about it, and listen to it. I don't care if you don't like country. Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Eat dick and die.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have a special episode for you next time.
In
But yeah.
Palestine. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See ya, bitch. Get out of here.